by for our TICA class, 824. Yes. Class title is The Aftermath. This class is going to be kind of about just kind of a little bit of an energy report, catch up, and moving forward after the eclipse. I released a ascension symptoms, what was that? A spreadsheet or something that we created? Amber and I created.
That was Monday.
Yeah, that was one of my evenings. I was awoken at 3 a.m. to channel things that were like, duh, right? Like, I know this. So, I just wanted to see first how everyone is doing. Welcome everybody to class, and kind of check in with everybody. We've got some live students today, but it's very exhausted. This week is very exhausting. So I kind of want to go back to the eclipse a little bit and then bring everybody forward, and we'll get into the message then. But there was so much anticipation leading up to the eclipse, and what the eclipse represented was the full integration of 5D. That's literally, it was like darkness moving over light and moving past. So it was literally like the integration point of 5D becoming, it's almost like it's now downloadable. It's now available, right? And again, it's not like 5D, you just walk into it. It's downloadable, which means that you physically have to integrate and become the 5D version of yourself. And so that was basically the stage was ready. So everything that had been going on for, basically 2,000 years to get this moment in time ready was ready on that date at about 1:20 our central time that we saw here, and then whatever time you witnessed it was your timing. Again, time and space don't matter, but that's when you actually witnessed the shift. And again, it's always happening way before, once you actually finally see something, because when you actually see something, it's matter. So you probably were dealing with the actual integration of 5D weeks before that it actually manifested. So what does that mean for light workers? What that means for light workers is that it's... Are we live? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Got a couple people joined. What that means for light workers is that your stage is ready, that your call to action is in deep motion within you, that you are going to be moving into the kind of forward motion, which means that if you are an actor right now, this is where the director would say action. And how you're going to show up moving forward is just basically going to be the process of your integrating and you downloading and you becoming that fifth dimensional version of yourself. That may take weeks, that may take months, that may take you years. It doesn't really matter. Your higher self is totally willing to go at the pace that you will most self-realize and become your ultimate point of awareness. So your higher self does not really care how long it takes you. Your ego cares a lot how much it takes you, because ego is very focused on time and now and what's happening and why is this happening and why are these things manifesting. And what happened right after the eclipse was, and anybody who's experienced a high frequency, what usually comes right after? The drop. So the drop is kind of like the highest highs and the lowest lows in a 24-hour period. I'm not saying that everyone moved into grief or suffering or pain or exhaustion, but what we did was we lifted higher than we've ever have vibrationally before as a collective light working community, and therefore we pulled up even deeper shadowed roots. Okay? So as you're pulling up deeper roots, because again, if I am lifting up, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the bottom up. So, you've been working on shadows and shadows and shadows and shadows and shadows, and the higher vibrationally you get, the deeper that those roots can be pulled up. Okay? So as you're pulling up these roots, what you're noticing is that it's going to have a physical effect on you, it's going to have an emotional effect on you, it's going to have a physical effect on your outside, cars, homes, things like that. And your job from that higher place of awareness, okay, I'm a light worker, these things are showing up to show me where my last bits of fear, my last bits of resistance, my last bits of lack of trust, my last bits of self-denial, my last bits of judgment, you're finding that you're manifesting that, and you're doing it all with a very exhausted body. So does that resonate? And because your body's been through a tremendous amount of upgrades, but what else your body's been doing over the last week is you've been holding a huge amount of space for those who awaken. So what I've been noticing is that I can literally feel collective waking up. It's almost like if you've ever watched those like vampire movies and they're laying there and they like get this sensation of like people who are becoming vampires around them and they start to feel more powerful. That is literally like the sensation that I felt. It was like I could feel collective, like these little eyes waking up and this energy shifting. But just like a newborn baby being born into the world, they don't know who they are and where they're going yet. They don't know how to use the new body. They don't know how to use their gifts. They don't know how to ask for help. All they know is they feel different. And you're probably noticing that the people around you in your life that haven't awoken yet are starting to wake up. They're starting to listen to when you talk. They're starting to ask you better questions than they were before. They are beginning to find things that they thought were weird normal. Are we good? Okay.
So they can hear your shirt.
Oh, my shirt, yeah. This is where we really are spiritual gangsters right now. And like what I talked about last week in my channeled message is, and the question and answer is that light workers are the military unit of the galaxy, and we are kind of like the military of the planet, but instead of fighting for our freedom of protection, we're here healing through love and awareness. And so we all have a very, very different mission. Your mission will be absolutely night and day from the person sitting next to you. And that's why the development of TICA has never been about, okay, come and learn all these spiritual modalities and come in and you know, become a light worker. You already are a light worker. This program is about you unlearning and removing filters and layers of fear, guilt, shame, humiliation, grief, loss, frustration, all of these things off of your timeline that are holding you back from seeing your true potential and activating the unlimited power within. Because the only thing that separates you from all of your gifts is fear. So as we move into this place where we're feeling even more pushed, a lot of people felt pushed to make big changes in 2012. And now you're being asked again from this place deep inside of you to be even more, to become even more of what you, even the shred of what you thought you were going to be able to do in 2012. And this is really where light worker training is going to be the most important thing that we can do this year. I'm going to be doing a lot of webinars from everything from, you know, turning your pain into a paycheck, which is what our Saturday certification is going to be about. Basically taking the thing that is causing you the most pain in your life, which is always linked to your purpose, and turning it into a paycheck. Because your job as a light worker is to get paid to be you. That is your job. That is what you came. You didn't come here to suffer. You didn't come to pay 9 to 5 and pay bills so you could just die. You came to be paid in all forms of abundance, circumstances, places, events, people, opportunities, monies, all those things for being yourself. So how can we show up that way and turn that into a way that it will fully support you? And it isn't about making a bunch of money in the spiritual community. It's about being able to service and nurture your life so that you can give 100% to your mission. You know, it's like when you join the military, what do you get? You get an instant paycheck and you get an instant roof over your head, don't you? Okay? So if you were totally in alignment with who you were as a light worker, the universe would provide that. It's only your belief system that says, well, the universe is not providing for me, so I have to work this 9 to 5 job in order to, on my time off, be the light worker that I want, or figure out how to integrate light working into this job that I don't love, which is still better than living the double life. Because a lot of us have moved out of living the double life, and we've integrating our light working abilities into our 3D jobs. I know a ton of people who are doing that, right? Because you can't help be who you are anymore. Your authentic nature is being pulled from you. You're saying things that you would have normally said before in situations where you normally would have been judged, and are you noticing you don't care so much? Right? You're showing up differently. You're not taking the abuse. You're creating healthy boundaries. There's all of these things that are happening within you that are very organic that you're not actually having to monitor or control. Am I right? That's awesome. Okay. So the aftermath of the eclipse is going to be for basically the rest of this year. So you're going to have to be forced to take better care of your bodies. Okay, if there's one thing about this energy that's going to be a really important thing is that you are going to have to start focusing on this. Okay, for a long time you could ignore it, you could give all of your healing abilities away, you could under-nurture yourself and over-nurture others, and you found a way to keep it going. You will not be able to do that in the coming months because your physical body, your mental awareness on your emotional body, and your physical needs are going to be louder than ever. Okay? Which means if you're tired, you need to sleep. You're not going to be able to take caffeine and take pills and take whatever. It's not going to work. You're going to notice that the medical world is not going to work on you because your DNA has moved into a place. So what is 5D? 5D is imagination. Do you think pills are going to work in imagination? No. Like lying down and doing a guided meditation on yourself, doing hands-on healing on yourself, getting with a friend and exchanging energy there, you're going to have better results. Flower essences, oils, things from the earth, the frequency of unconditional love, because Mother Earth is completely rebirthed into 5D. So everything that she has birthed is for our rebuild of the new body. So the new crystalline energy that is manifesting its way towards us as soon as we take the belief system towards it will require earth-based, light-based nurturing. Okay? Lots more nature. Lots more simplification. Which means that one of the things that I put in the ascension symptoms was you're noticing that your false safety is being removed. And what does that look like? That looks like if money has been your security blanket, you're running out. Or you're having to spend a lot of it right now. If your house has been your security blanket, something is going wonky with that energy, which means that even your home does not feel like your safety net anymore. If your relationship has been your safety net, you're noticing that relationship is crumbling and it's not providing the safety and the nurturing that it was before. So why would that be happening? Well, a 5D being is at home with self. A 5D being is abundant with self, meaning the wealth is right here. My knowledge, my value, my ability to heal, my ability to receive healing, my ability to be empathic, my ability to be the messenger, my ability to be the student, my ability to be the teacher, that is your true wealth. If you're seeing wealth outside of you, it will be taken from you in order for you to restructure your belief system back to self. And you're being pushed inside. Everything that's going on right now, you're being pushed inside of yourself. Relationships not satisfying you the way they were before. Okay? So your safety needs to come from here. Your home is right here. Okay? Your abundance right here. So if you're not going willingly with that new direction that higher self is taking you, then higher self will manifest all of those things becoming very wonky for you. Cars, money, houses, relationships, body stuff. Okay? Does that make sense? And that is just so that you can recalibrate your inner focus and you can become the abundance. You can become safety. You can become home. Because as the planet changes, in 50 years from now, nothing will look like it is right now. Which means that people will not live in big, giant houses all by themselves. There will be small housing, community-based living, communal style. It takes a village kind of mentality. But in order for us to become a village, what has to be removed from that? We have to feel safe around people. We haven't felt safe around people. Think about like needing someone down on the end of your street to help you. Do you remember the days where your grandmother would like walk 2 doors down and like borrow an egg? Could you imagine doing that if you didn't know your neighbors? We have isolated ourselves from people because people have become very unsafe. We can't trust people. People have ulterior motives. They will know where we live. They will know how we operate. They will know what's going on in our lives if we were to ask for something. Yes?
So that's only happened within a couple of generations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, if you look at how even the ancients lived, I mean, the way that they were all, we're going back to basics. We're going back to basics with higher level of awareness and the most abundant forms of technology. So we will literally will have the best of both worlds. We will have the best of both worlds because we will be in the simplification of relationships with abundance of advanced technology that isn't about instant gratification, but creating an absolute utopia for heaven on earth. That's what our technology is going to be providing. It's not going to be providing you to isolate more and become a robot. It's going to be used to connect with other life forms and galaxies and information and learn more and more about yourself and move into all forms of invention, creation, arts, sciences that we can't even begin to understand right now because we're so busy using science to solve problems. We're so busy using medicine to heal illness instead of using innovation as far as creation and expansion. So we'll be using technology for expansion, not control, if that makes sense. Did you have?
I see this, the merging of science, art, spirituality.
Exactly. Science, art, and spirituality. And art is going to be the medium which helps you understand science and spirituality. I mean, what is art? It's an explanation of emotional guidelines. So art helps you express your emotions. It helps you channel your emotions. It helps you make sense of your emotions. It helps bring forth emotions. So we're using art as that platform to channel and open up and heal the heart space, which we've talked about many times. So is this making sense?
Mm-hmm.
So as we move to this new place, what is going to be required of light workers is actually going to be less is more. Okay? So everything that you've been doing to spin your wheels, to like make your life work, if you're using it as a safety mechanism, if you're using logic as a safety mechanism, if you're using money as a safety mechanism, if you're using that relationship, like I said, higher self will remove those things so that you can go to your 0 point and go, oh, whoa, so-and-so left, and look, I'm totally fine. I didn't know I was going to be fine, but I'm fine because I am the love of my life. This person does not represent the love of my life. I'm also getting ready to do a webinar about soulmates and twin flames because a lot of times, and it's going to be all about entanglement, because when you're entangled with people, places, things, events, and time, it is very hard for you to become self-aware because your awareness is about the totality of your energy field, the me, myself, and I. But if I'm all tangled in you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you, do I really have access to all of me? What I have is I have access to me through you, and through that, and through this, and through this. And so I've got to bring my energy back to baseline me, and your higher self is helping you with that. It's removing you from things. It's pushing you into that direction so that you can become untangled, because it's just like if you've ever had a necklace that got tangled up, you can't even see what it looks like because it's a big ball, right? And you're trying to pull it, and you're trying to pull it. And then as you unravel it, it becomes what it is. And that's what we have to do is we are so entangled in our creations. And what are our creations? Our creations are our belief systems, our relationships, our illusion with our body, and the belief that we have around our form of abundance, like who is taking care of us. That's like one of our t-shirts that says the universe is your sugar daddy, because that's a true statement. But when we're entangled, we don't believe that, do we? I believe that in order for me to be able to love, I need my wife. In order for me to be able to love, I need my child. If my ability to be safe, I need my 3D job. Do you see how that is nothing more than entanglement? So this webinar that I'm going to do is going to actually show you how to untangle and show you what is actually energetically happening when you are entangled with someone. If you're aware enough, you'll notice that the entanglements that you have drain your energy field. Okay? That is your first